Guys, I'm so glad it's Marvelous Monday. Hey, we're going to review some things about time. Remember, time is very important. If we didn't have clocks, we wouldn't know when to be where we're supposed to be. Clocks help us measure time. So we're going to review our clocks today together by playing a little game. Ethan is going to play with me. Would you pull this paper out of your Marvelous Monday packet? And at the top it says, roll and read the time. So you have a dice and you have a paper with clocks on it. You can play this game by yourself or you can play with a partner. If you play all by yourself, you're going to roll the dice. Oh, I got the dot pattern for 5, so I'm going to look for the row with the number 5 dot pattern. Oh, and I'm going to read the first clock in that row. It says 11 o'clock. That clock says 11 o'clock. I'm going to take my crayon and then I would color in that clock. Then I would roll the dice again. Oh, now I go to the row with the dot pattern of 6 and I read the clock. It says, what does that say? Right, 3 o'clock. It says 3 o'clock. So I would color in that dot. Then I would roll again. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep rolling until I have filled in a whole row of clocks. But if you want to play with a partner, and it's fun to play with a partner, you and a partner each choose a different color crayon. I'm going to choose red. Ethan, what color are you going to choose?
I'm going to choose blue.
Ethan's going to choose blue. So at the end of our game, we're going to count. And the person with the most clocks colored in is the winner. Are you ready to start, Ethan?
Yes.
You go first.
All right. All right, so I got 4. So the first time there is 12 o'clock.
That's right. That says 12 o'clock. So Ethan's going to color in that first clock. Then Mrs. Reagan's going to roll. Oh, I got 1. I'm going to go to the row with 1, and that says 1 o'clock. So I'm going to color in that first clock. It says 1 o'clock. Your turn, Ethan.
Oh, I got 1. So I get the next one, which is 4 o'clock.
Ethan's has 4 o'clock. So he's going to color in that clock. It says 4 o'clock. Mrs. Reagan's turn. Ooh, I got 3, the dot pattern for 3. So I'm going to look at the row with the 3 dot pattern. And the first clock there says, what does that say? Does that say 5 o'clock? No. That says 7. That's a 7. 7 o'clock. When the little hand is on the 7 and the big hand is on the 12, we say it is 7 o'clock. I'm going to color that one in. Your turn, Ethan.
I got 2, dot pattern for 2. And the first one there says 9 o'clock.
It is 9 o'clock. Ethan's going to color the one in for 9 o'clock. All right, Mrs. Reagan's turn. Oh, hey, I'm back in the row with 3. And then now it says, what time does that say? 1 o'clock. So I'm going to color that clock in. 1 o'clock. Your turn, Ethan.
All right. 2, so I get the next one, which is 10 o'clock.
Ooh, 10 o'clock. Where is my 10 o'clock? Good job, Ethan. Oh my goodness, I'm back in row 3. And it says 3 o'clock. I'm going to color the clock that says 3 o'clock. Your turn, Eth.
Oh, I got 3.
Oh.
The next one in 3, let's see. Oh, it's right there, and that says 11 o'clock.
Yes, it does. That one says 11 o'clock. Good job. All right, Mrs. Reagan's turn. Ooh, that's my favorite dot pattern. I like 5. I'm going to the dot pattern with 5, and I'm going to color in the first clock. It says 11 o'clock. I'm going to color in that clock. It says 11 o'clock. Your turn, Ethan.
6, dot pattern 6.
Ooh.
I get the first clock in there, which says 3 o'clock.
Yes, it does. 3 o'clock. All right. Oh my goodness, we're back to row 3. I have the last clock in row 3, and it says 1 o'clock. Now, if somebody rolls a 3, you know what? They lose their turn.
Number 4, right here. Come over here. Ooh, 4 o'clock in the dot pattern 4 section.
Oh, how about that? 4 o'clock in the 4 row. Huh. All right, Mrs. Reagan's turn. Ooh, I'm going to 2, the dot pattern for 2 row, and that says, does that say 5 o'clock? I think it does. 5. That says 5 o'clock. Your turn, Ethan.
Now we're down to row 5. Second one over. It says 6 o'clock.
Yes, it does. It says 6 o'clock. Awesome. All right, Mrs. Reagan's turn. Ooh, I'm going back to the first row with the number 1 dot pattern, and that says, you know what that says? It says 9 o'clock. I'm going to color the clock that says 9 o'clock. Your turn, Eve.
Dot pattern 5. Third one over says 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. I don't know if we've colored any 2 o'clocks.
Well, now we have.
Good job. Oh, you know what happens at 2 o'clock in Ohio right now?
What?
Press conference with Governor DeWine and Dr. Acton. 2 o'clock is when they have their press conference. Oh, I'm back in the row with the numeral 5 dot pattern, and it says 9 o'clock. Your turn, Ethan.
I got dot
Ooh.
pattern 6. Second one over says 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Good job. All right, Mrs. Reagan's turn. Ooh, I got 6 too. And that says 2 o'clock. I'm going to color that. Does that say 2 o'clock?
No, it says 1.
Oh, 1 o'clock, Mrs. Reagan. 1 o'clock.
Ooh, dot pattern 2.
Do you know what I did today, Ethan?
What? What did you do today?
I left my glasses at home.
All right, so I get to color in 12 o'clock, exactly noon.
Noon. I like 12 o'clock.
That's when I eat my lunch.
Me too. I'm always hungry by 12 o'clock.
Mhm.
All right. Ooh, back in the row. Dot pattern for 6. Good. And that says 5 o.
No.
Oh, Mrs. Reagan, what time does that say? 4 o'clock. That's so silly. 4 o'clock. Your turn, Ethan.
Number 5. Ooh, coloring in the last one in dot pattern 5. And it, ironically enough, is 5 o'clock.
That does say 5 o'clock. Good job. Oh, I'm in the dot pat. Oh, this is the last one in the row with 2. And, oh, I got to get really close because I don't have my glasses on. That says 8 o'clock. Good job, Mrs. Reagan. 8:00. Is that what time you go to bed? 8:00. Your turn, Ethan.
Dot pattern 4, and that reads 10:00.
10. A 1 and a 0 says 10. 10:00. Mrs. Reagan's turn. Uh-oh. Look who lost their turn. Your turn, Ethan.
Oh, look who lost their turn.
Oh. Oh no, I lost my turn again.
Dot pattern 4,
Uh-oh.
second to last one, reads 8:00.
8:00. All right. Oh, Ethan, I lost my turn again.
Last one in dot pattern 6, and you know what it says?
I know what that says.
It says 6:00.
Yes, it does. 6:00. A lot of people eat their dinner at 6:00 in the evening. All right. Oh my goodness. Mrs. Reagan lost her turn again. Oh, I think Ethan's going to win this game.
I got dot pattern 1, and let's see, this reads 6:00.
You got 6:00 again.
Again.
All right. Mrs. Reagan needs a 1 or a 4. Oh, good. Hey, I think that says 2:00. So I'm going to color in that clock with my red crayon that says 2:00. Your turn, Ethan.
All right, I need lucky number 4. Oh, I got unlucky 6.
Mrs. Reagan needs a 4. Uh-oh, your turn, Ethan.
I rolled a 3.
We're both trying for...
Oh!
Mrs. Reagan got 4. I'm in the last row, the last clock in the row of 4, and I think it says 7:00. So Mrs. Reagan's going to take her red crayon and color in that last clock. It says 7:00. And now Mrs. Reagan and Ethan are going to count clocks. I'm going to count the red clocks. Ethan's going to count the blue clocks. And we'll see who is the winner. I have 14.
I have 16.
Ethan, good game. You're the winner.